Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
This is cinema.
And this is Flick Filter.
That's a good slogan. That's good. You look good with that hat.
I appreciate that. You know how to switch it up today.
Yeah. Looks good. You know, you look like X-Men Origins. Who's that?
Well, I am. What do you
Yeah. I don't remember that. Anywho,
Yeah.
welcome to Flick Filter. I'm your boy, Big Diesel.
And I'm the professor.
X. Watch the spot.
Something like that.
That's deep. Yeah, so what we got today, man?
What do we have today? I think we are doing episodes 5 and 6 of The Penguin.
And I believe it gets lit. Spoilers.
Literally.
If you've seen the episode,
if you know.
You already know. But if you
know.
haven't, why are you watching this?
Go watch it.
Because we about to get into some spoilers.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, this won't be a play-by-play. So anything we missed that you liked, put it down in the comments. But yeah. Anywho.
So I guess you want to.
It's not playing.
You want to start off. You want to start us off?
Yeah, so basically this starts off like right after, for some reason it was like right when he crashes the car.
What do you mean when he crashed? Oh, well no, that was just a not a flashback, but that was, you know about when he, what do you mean? Oh, when he crashes the car.
Because it showed his wrecked car.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. Basically, Oz, destroys the car, burns it up because it got wrecked.
Yeah. It's always wrecking cars, man.
Actually, it was Vic that wrecked the car. But it was basically Vic trying to say, he's all in. This was pretty. I favored this one more than I favored but I favored this one a lot.
Okay.
It was heat in more ways than one. But what you guys say? I feel like.
I mean, I feel like almost every week, I'm like, dang, this might be the best one yet, or at least I'm at the point where I'm waiting for it to drop off in terms of quality, because I'm like, man, it can't keep keeping up this momentum. But I'm at the point where I'm kind of expecting it to now. So it's a good thing, but also I'm like, I really hope that they stick the landing however they go.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know.
I don't know if this is gonna get a season 2.
I don't think it will. Or I mean, it could. You never know with. They could always.
Do you think they need it?
It depends on how season 1 ends. It just depends. How they're going, it's possible it may not need it, but it.
Well,
it really
I don't
just
think
depends.
they need it because they're not going to continue this universe past like Batman 3. So it's
Got you. Yeah, and then I guess by the time we even get Batman 2, there'll be consequences from this that will then carry over.
So we could have Penguin in the middle, but I don't want them to just have to do, now we're going to do, another spinoff and another spinoff. I don't know how they're going to do it. So.
Me neither, but I like what they're doing so far.
Yeah, it's good. So we pick up where he crashes his car, so he burns it, pretty much, just to kind of do away with the old and with the new, pretty much, is kind of the thing. I don't remember what happened after that.
Me neither, because I was mostly looking at, well, I guess more so paying attention to the major points. So, I mean, correct me if I'm skipping too far ahead. but they kidnap Taj Maroney in order to.
So they find him on TikTok.
Yes, he's posting.
Which is crazy. Crazy.
He's getting a tattoo. He's on. Yeah, he's flexing, getting a tattoo, and Penguin, he's down, but he at this point, I'm trying to remember if he knows that Sophia and
Not yet.
what's his name?
Not yet.
Okay, so he doesn't know yet. Because my thing is, why would he kidnap him if? Oh wait, I forgot. Because that didn't happen. Yeah. My bad. I am jumping ahead. I mean, that's the thing.
We don't need to do play-by-play.
We don't need to do play-by-play. So it's like, I mean,
so just
for summarizing, we can
jump around.
Yeah, we can kind of jump around, but
just tell us what stuck out to you.
What stuck out to me was, I mean, I would definitely say the relationship between Oz and his mother, because you could kind of see like that becoming. I mean, you could see that from like as early as episode 1 or even mostly episode 2 onward, but like you could see that in these last 2 episodes, 5 and 6, just how important that relationship is. Like
he definitely is a mama's boy.
Yeah, and you find out, you're learning more about his family. His mom has dementia, and that's worsening over these 2 episodes. It's really, it's tough to watch. I mean, the thing is though,
the fact that she doesn't have dementia and she's playing dementia so well is just fantastic. I think the actress is doing a great job. But you can tell, like, he has an estranged relationship with his mother.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like she doesn't really appreciate what he does. Mm-hmm. Always talking down to him and something like that. So it's like, and trying to get her to do, like him to do certain things so she can prosper.
Yeah.
So he's trying to make her proud, and he's jumping through all these hoops, thinking that that's gonna make her, like him more, because that's all he really has is her.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody else is expendable to him. So.
Yeah.
I would say what stuck out to me was just the scene where he kind of guess my favorite scene would be him lighting the Maronis on fire.
Yeah, so that was, I didn't want to get to that, but that was probably the most impactful scene in this episode because, well, at least in my opinion, I kind of cut you off, but I think it's because, I mean, there are glimpses, at least before this episode, where you may think like, oh, Oz is, you definitely don't see him as like a hero, even though he's a protagonist, but you're like, okay, it is his show. He's a protagonist, so it's like,
and they do this a lot, especially like they're doing it in the Venomverse where they're making Venom they use these different characters who are straight up villains, and they try to sympathize with them. But you can tell in this one they really want to make you feel like
they want you to know that Oz
he does have a good side, but it's like so small, and it's only like dealing with his mother.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that scene, it really shows you just how villainous he was, because the more you watch it, that particular part, he didn't have to do what he did. He didn't have to do that. Like,
and then it bites him in the butt.
It does.
Because it kills most of his shrooms.
And he's down. He's basically down at this point. He's having to regroup, even though he took out like a major part of the Maronis. He took out, the wife and son of Salvatore. So it's like, and you even see in his face, he's like relishing in that moment. So that really shows just the villain.
And then he pushes it in his face when he's on the phone with him.
Yeah, so he's like, "Hey, call your wife," and it's like, "Yeah, this man truly is evil. Like, don't act like he's not."
He's good, yeah, good character. But I feel like they kind of want him to be on that kind of middle ground. Not anti-hero, but they want you to sympathize with him, but they also want you to be like, dude, this is a villain, so that way when the Batman 2 comes around, I feel like the finale will probably be like the icing on the cake to how evil he can be.
Yeah.
Or something will just make him snap
Mm-hmm.
to where you don't give a no more.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that might be losing his mom or whatever.
Yeah, which we're kind of jumping ahead, but
Yeah, don't mention the other episode. But.
Yeah. No, we can kind of. We're.
But
if they're watching this, then I'm assuming they've already seen both episodes. But
let's just talk about 6.
6, yeah. So five, yeah. A big thing we didn't touch on yet is Sophia. This episode,
Yep.
She's.
That's what happened next is basically the gassing and the police.
They're investigating essentially. Not the chief, but who was it?
I don't.
The FBI were there, and
he's
then also,
in the Batman, but
forgot his name, but it's not.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Could be, but
I think they just showed him so you can feel the connection.
Yeah. So they're investigating the death of the Falcons because the previous episode, Sophia took out.
Here's the thing, though, too. Yeah. Even though Sophia was justified in what she did with her family, she still screwed the little girl.
She did, and she promised her. It's like she's continuing the cycle of what happened with her, of her being locked up. Even though technically, the daughter isn't going to be locked up, but they showed her getting into the van, and that.
But it's like an orphanage, and you already know from the Batman that orphanages are really bad. Like
it's definitely a bad situation. Like it's not good at all what she's done to her cousin, her niece. Yeah. So.
I think it's niece.
But I think it's her cousin's daughter, so technically would be still her cousin.
Okay.
That's besides the point.
That's besides the point.
She made her relative an orphan.
Crazy.
So, yeah, and then
she's
now
just a little girl. It's just like I felt bad when she got in, and you could see the way that she looked at her, just like I trusted you. And you just it's kind of like a betrayal.
Yeah, it's like she knows. I don't know if she knows at this point, but she knows that she did it, or she.
She knows. She knows. She gave her that look, but basically they're investigating the gas leak, kind of gaslighting her a little bit.
But
I didn't really mean for but. The whatever the guy was, whoever he was, I don't know his rank, but the police guy, from the Batman, he definitely was gaslighting her into trying to,
What do you mean gaslighting?
Like trying to make, because he was like, we think you. What if you did it, or what if you? Because he's basically trying to say, like, I think you... I'm pretty much onto you. We can't prove that it wasn't...
That's not gaslighting. We'll talk about that later.
But yeah, it's he was basically talking about trying to throw her under the bus like he's onto her schemes.
Yeah.
I guess. But that's another reason I think we were watching something and they were like, that's probably another reason why she left John Vitti. Because John Vitti down in the, wherever he was.
She left him, oh, you left him alive. She left him alive, essentially use him as leverage.
Yeah.
But also, well, initially I thought it was to use him as like the fall guy, but I also was like, well, maybe it's to use him to like use his connections with some other people, but yeah, so
R.I.P.
yeah, man, we lost the.
Stop.
I would say we lost the real one, but I'd be lying.
You hated that guy. But it was good. It was dope.
Good scene.
I'm sure you loved it.
I wasn't expecting
I'm sure you
it.
rewinded it and replayed it.
You stupid man.
Slow motion.
Not slow motion. Crazy. Nah, but that was a good scene. She, she's gotten rid of the name.
So she's the Gigantes.
She's
now.
she's the
Took her
the
mother's
Gigante.
maiden name.
Mm-hmm. The Gigante family, and I don't know. She's really commanding the respect of the people. It's weird, not weird, because it's like the people that she's kind of recruited. They're kind of low. They're very low on the totem pole.
Yeah.
And she knows that, and then I think she also feels like she can relate to her, and she can relate to them in a way because she was kind of the black sheep in her family, the one that was ostracized, the one that was kind of pushed out.
I don't think she even cares about any of that.
She doesn't really cares about them like being the black sheep.
I don't even think she cares about any of that. I just think she's just using them to just.
She is just using them, but I'm saying she can relate to being on I guess in her mind on their level as being on the low part of on like the totem pole, so to speak. But not to say that she sympathizes with them or even like cares about them, but I think she's more so using that relatability to kind of
get them on board.
Get them on board. Yeah. Kind of like what Oz does with pretty much anybody. Yeah. I'm just using a parallel. Like I'm not. Yeah, because that's kind of like how. It is interesting to think about the differences between them in a way, but they are kind of similar. But even though they are different, like Oz he just knows Gotham and is able to kind of speak to sort of anybody.
Yeah.
Even though, Sophia, she has more of that intimidation where it's because of because she has the reputation of being the hangman even though she technically wasn't. Whereas Oz just has that, that grit that he'll do anything to win ultimately.
Yeah.
So.
So basically shoots VD in the head.
Bang.
And then pours some money over his dead body, and then they all
clamber over it.
Yeah, as crazy. Like vultures.
Crazy, right?
While he's just bleeding out, it's crazy. What else happened in there?
What else happens in this?
They kidnap not Alberto. What's his name? But he had headphones on, getting his tattoo done, and then they were going in and shooting him. They Taj, yeah. And they basically he didn't know until it took him a while. This is why I get why people have earbuds and all that stuff while you're doing a tattoo, because maybe it distracts you from the noise. Mm-hmm. It's the same reason why I kind of look away when if I'm getting a shot or getting blood drawn. Like,
Yeah.
as long as I'm not looking at it, it doesn't really affect me.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like, I feel like every time I see in TV shows where they have headphones while doing the, like, somebody comes in and shoots up the place,
Yep.
and he didn't realize it until,
It is crazy
you know.
that, like, I'm like, were those that noise canceling? Was that just a great headphones ad or something?
No, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. But, and then, of course, you know, you got, Penguin goes into state penitentiary to meet um, Salvatore and his wife,
Yeah.
basically talking stuff.
It's like, hey, I got your son.
Right,
You want him back?
right.
Gotta give me.
And then he also kind of tips off the guard to kind of Salvatore, but he didn't do a good job.
Did not, and he was like, "Hey, sends his regards." He didn't say it exactly like that, but I'm like, so why would you?
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, as a henchman, why are you giving I'm like, you really thought you were just gonna take him out super easy and then be like, it was Oz who did it. I'm like, why do they always like to announce the person who did it?
These are villains, man. These are villains.
Henchmen at that.
Yeah. But so basically, Salvatore, Mr. Krabs, the goat, escapes. I love that man, bro. I like, he's cool, man. Clancy Brown, I like him, man. He's good. He's good. He's been in everything.
He's a legend.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do with him going forward.
Yeah. But who knows?
I hope they keep him. But
yeah.
He might be a little pricey.
Who knows?
It is Clancy Brown. But so you got them kind of. I think Sophia goes to him to kind of. Well, kind of goes to him to kind of get on his side pretty much to.
Well, you're talking about after
Yeah.
The fallout from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which it's funny because he was thinking, oh, you gonna try to, take me out, but it's like, and then she realizes like, hey, this is exactly what Oz wants us to do. He wants us to take each other out. So then now it's just him on top. So she proposes, hey, we team up, get rid of Oz.
Yeah, it's the same thing that to make a wrestling reference. Sometimes when you do a triple threat, where it's like every man for himself, then you'll like the two, whether they're heels or faces, they'll gang up on the other guy, but then at sooner or later, one of them is just go. You're gonna have to go at each other once they're down. So it's just kind of like a temporary alliance.
Gotcha. So do you think this alliance is temporary? Depending on whatever happens with Oz, or what do you?
I don't know, because the way they're building up the relationship, at first I was like, yeah, this might be temporary, until like they started kind of hanging out a little bit more.
Yeah.
We're only talking about episode 5, but but yeah, I think further down the line, I think they're showing that they can kind of coexist.
Yeah. Because at this point, all that Salvatore has is.
Yeah, Salvatore does not have anybody right now.
No, he has no family right now.
So, yeah. We also got the Mr. Julian.
Yeah.
We got him. He's kind of like
swarmy.
Yeah.
He's sleazy. I don't know what's the right word for him.
Well, he's got a thing for her for some reason.
Yeah.
But,
but you could tell from the beginning.
What was the beginning?
I mean, like just this, not this up. I'm saying since they introduced him.
Oh, okay, yeah. True. What else happened?
I mean, I feel like we've summarized this one fair enough. I mean, at the end, Oz starts to, he's building underground.
Right. So he finds a little token, transit token, or
Yeah.
for like underground, because he's hiding in. Because he tells his Eve that he's gonna be in Crown Point,
Yeah.
and that's where
And she basically kind of cuts loose in a sense.
pretty much, yeah, because
He wants her to come with him, and she's like, it's like, this arrangement ain't working no more because she's like, you screwed me over, which she's been doing, which she doesn't, at this point, she didn't even realize how much he was screwing her over.
Right. But yeah, I think Crown Point is where Vic was. So Vic knows to bring him down there because nobody is down there except for when he finds out Squid's. So we see Squid come back, and he
spots him with
the mother, Penguin's mother. But yeah, back to the transit. Basically, because he killed he killed most of the shrooms, because when he set the Maroni's on fire, it did the fire emergency thing, and because shrooms don't work well in it's something about the little gas. It just messed them up. So they got to go into a colder place.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden he's there in the bottom. So that's where they're growing the shrooms. So I guess we can talk about episode 6.
Episode 6. So I think a little bit of time has passed because when the episode begins, it's like
Snowing.
It's colder, it's snowing, and it kind of feels like not a large time jump, but maybe like a few weeks have gone by. You don't know exactly how long, but
yeah,
they're starting they're essentially running.
I think it's November.
November would make sense. November or early December.
Because Batman 2 is supposed to pick up right around December. So right after this, it's supposed to carry right into the Batman 2.
Interesting.
Yep. But yeah, what happened?
Hope it's a Christmas movie.
Anyways, yeah, because the first one was Halloween movie. So
yeah, we'll skip Thanksgiving.
Hey, don't do that. Don't catch the Thanksgiving aside.
I'm saying they always do. I'm saying they do that. I'm not saying they should.
Yeah.
Anywho, we need to get back to the point.
True.
So,
So yeah, we don't remember. Man,
No,
this
we
was
don't remember.
yesterday. This is yesterday.
I remember. So, I mean, I'm gonna skip some stuff. We don't gotta go in order.
Nope.
But Mr. Krabs, Salvatore Maroni, he's grieving. He makes some food for Sophia.
First, they got a little dominatrix stuff going on.
We can skip. We can skip that.
What?
That's not important to the plot.
It's not, but they got some stuff going.
Yeah.
So basically, Jillian and her are doing some things.
Yeah.
And then once she tells him to leave. Mr. Krabs is cooking.
He's cooking.
He's cooking.
Actually,
literally cooking.
Yeah, he's cooking. He's
know.
making some.
What was he making?
Iranian? Is it Persian? Some food that's his wife would make.
Mm-hmm.
And he mentions that whatever dish he made, like Sophia ended up trying it. He makes some for her.
She was down in that.
Yeah,
man.
And
she's been eating.
Yeah,
she's been eating.
And he mentioned that the son Taj, he loved it with the yogurt, and that was and Sophia was like, yeah, it was good.
Taj was right.
He's like, Taj was right.
Taj was right.
Taj was right, man.
Poor Taj.
He was going, man. He's going through it. Salvatore going through it, man.
Yeah. So basically, you start to see that there's kind of like, I would say it felt more fatherly, daughterly.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah. Like, you could say they kind of not to sound weird, but they're getting used to each other. Because she's starting to see that he's not that bad of a person. Mm-hmm. And we can see that as well, that he's not that bad of a person. Even though he's still a gangster.
I mean, they all are.
Yeah. But at the end of it, at the end of the day, he just looked out for his family.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing about the Maronis is they were really tight.
Yeah, they were. They were.
Even though, like, the Falcones kind of just screwed
each other over.
Yeah.
Yet they both ended up kind of collapsing, both due to Oz in a major way. Well, no. Oh, sorry, not due to.
Yeah.
So the Falcones wasn't really because of Oz. That was more so because of Sophia. Yeah. The Maronis were more so because of Oz. But Oz.
So I got a question. I got a question. So do you think if Oz didn't snitch, her life would have been better?
Ooh, that's a great question. That's a good. It's the whole butterfly effect. You don't know. I'm gonna just use the simple I don't know. However,
here's the thing. He would have still been strangling those women.
Yeah, he would have did more.
He would have kept on doing that.
Well, he was doing that even in the Batman.
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
He did it to,
Catwoman's
mom. Spoiler alert.
Catwoman's mom and Catwoman's friend. Yeah. But yeah.
He has a thing for strangling.
Stop. But so yeah, but yeah, I think eventually, it would have
I do think even if Oz hadn't snitched, it would have fallen on her. Like he would have realized, oh, she's investigating, or she's doing something behind the family.
Yeah.
And he was too powerful. He's probably at the time he was probably the most powerful man in Gotham.
Because what's his name? Clancy Brown got framed pretty much.
What did he get framed for? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It was something.
But yeah, so even Bruce, because even we're jumping, but even what's Bruce Wayne's dad's name? Thomas Wayne had to go to Carmine at some point for help.
Yeah.
So that really showed just how powerful the Falcons were, and how much influence and you know control they had.
Yeah. But anywho, man. So basically, the power keeps on getting cut out of
Yep.
the where Oz is staying right now, Crown Point. And I think somebody's controlling it, and they're basically, instead of giving Crown Point the energy, they're letting the city folk
Yeah.
get it. Yeah, so they're kind of freezing to death. I mean, not freezing to death, but they're freezing. So we see a little more with their lights are out and stuff like that. Vic is dealing with Squid
Yeah.
because he bumps into him a couple times,
Yep.
and then of course
Yeah. Then he bumps into him the first time. He wants to get in on whatever he has going on, and of course Vic at first is trying to play dumb because I don't know what you're talking about. Da da da. And Squid's like, no, I want in. Blah blah blah. I see you.
Well, the crazy thing is, we knew he was gonna come back. We knew Squid was gonna come back.
We knew.
But I was thinking it was gonna be something on, hey, have you seen whoever the guy is Sophia killed? I thought that was gonna come, back around, but I guess it won't.
I guess it won't. I mean, at least not for Squid.
Yeah,
So,
not from Squid.
So then when he comes back again, Squid's like, he brings up the fact that, he's seen Vic with the old lady in Crown Point, walking, the other week.
He knew he had to do something.
Yeah.
I knew something was going to happen.
And so, Vic, he makes the executive decision to, yeah.
And, that's his first kill, pretty much.
Don't say that word. Oh. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't know if she's going to block you or not block.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, and it really, so...
It was graphic.
It was graphic, yes. It was right in the... Yeah, it was pretty graphic, and you could just see how horrified he looked, but also... He was like, man, why'd you make me do this? Which is funny, because it's like... I mean, he technically didn't make you. You gotta...
Yeah.
Vic, he's got to kind of take responsibility for his actions. Not to say whether what he did was right or wrong. But
I think he was just because Penguin does it. So, yeah.
I mean that's another thing. Yeah, that's something that was mentioned before. Like Oz doesn't really take responsibility for his actions. Like he'll shift blame when it's convenient for him, and now that's kind of rubbing off. It seems like that's rubbing off on Vic as well. Yeah. So we'll see kind of how that relationship still develops.
Yeah, we'll see.
But speaking of, then later you see Oz and Vic reconnect and.
That was a good moment. I thought
because he doesn't even need to tell him exactly what happens, but he's like, "Hey, you got away clean." He's like.
Yeah.
Then he embraces him. And he's like, bro, the most chilling part, he's like, it gets easier. And I was like, because he says it
not in good advice.
He says it in like a comforting way, but it's more like it's more sinister when you think about it.
Yeah. It's
like,
subtle.
Yeah, it's
subtle.
It's like your first one's always the hardest. I'm like, ooh.
There shouldn't be a first one.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a first one.
Yeah.
But yeah. Basically, we had the lights cut back on, and I knew some. Oh yeah, because we didn't go into Eve, so
I did want to go into that. That's a very important scene.
Yep. So go for it.
You want me to go for it? Okay.
Go for it.
So, yeah. Before we even get to that scene, Sophia and Mr. Krabs, Salvatore, they're going through Oz's place trying to find anything on him to see, like, because Sophia knows that Oz has a mom, but she believed that that his mom had already died.
Yep.
And even
because he told her. He told her. Yeah.
So they go through the house. They don't find anything at first, but then they find. They finally do find some undergarments from Miss Eve. So, what? Yeah, they finally do find they find some stuff, and
keep going.
Yeah, they find so they find that, and they find, I think, is it a picture as well of them?
Yeah, it's a picture.
Picture. So
I forget what it says.
Yeah, so that kind of gives away, like, oh, this woman means something to Oz.
I mean, she kind of knew.
She kind of knew, but it's funny that, like, it's the picture and everything. It was almost like, was she not thinking of her? I guess maybe because in the initial, because thinking back to when they were in the nightclub together, you could tell there were some certain looks.
Yeah. You could tell by the way they acted towards each other.
Yeah.
I mean, she even saw them kiss, and she kind of looked a certain way. So she knew. She knew it was like just comfort. Yeah. Maybe she forgot after all the gassing.
After everything, she probably wasn't thinking about her like that.
Yeah.
So that kind of tips her off. So then she goes to find the women that work at the club, and
the girl that really likes it has a thing for Vic.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Because the other girls at first, they're like, nah.
We get.
They're like, bro, I've never seen that. I ain't never seen that girl a day in my life. They were solid. The other girl, she was like, hey, I can get you.
Captain.
He's like, I can get you for the right price. So
the price was right.
The price was right, and then she. So then she leads her upstairs and finds her apartment, and he opens the door and she doesn't look surprised at all. Because come to find out, she had her sender up there.
Yeah.
She was playing chess, not checkers. She was already a step ahead on the board. She's like, I knew you was gonna find me at some point. Yeah. That's why I like that she wasn't dumb. She was already making. She was making moves before she even got there. So that was, to me, honestly probably my personal favorite scene. Just with those two, to me that had like the most tension in the whole episode.
I think that's why I didn't like it.
Yeah, it did.
I was thinking something was gonna happen to Eve.
Yeah, I did too. But then the longer the scene went on, I was like, oh, maybe she can.
I don't know. I don't trust it. But it's a gangster movie.
It is. It is a gangster show.
Yeah.
In retrospect, they did keep the tension very well to the point where even really up until like the last like you weren't sure what was gonna happen, and she finds out
she was about to walk out the door.
Yeah, and then she's like,
mostly because she finds out for real. I don't think she was really surprised that Penguin kind of the news she heard.
Oh, about him knowing that she wasn't the.
Well, she wasn't the hangman, but also Falcone was the hangman. Killed a lot of. I mean.
Yeah.
You know, disposed of a lot of his girls.
Yeah.
Or her girls.
Yes. Her friends.
And covered it up.
Yeah. And Penguin knew, of course, because he's the one who...
And didn't tell her.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. But I don't think she was that surprised, but...
she probably wasn't that.
But that kind of tipped her off
yeah.
to kind of help.
Yeah.
You know.
Because she already knew Oz was a liar and a manipulator.
Yeah, exactly.
She knew who he was, but they had a certain arrangement not to screw each other over. So at this point, he had already screwed her over, and now she's realizing, oh, he's screwed me over even more, and had been screwing her over because of what she now knows. And even though Sophia, she points out that Eve was Oz's alibi the night Alberto was. So.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
So that was another thing where I was like, maybe she's not gonna, make it out. But she ends up letting her go, and then that's when she tells her about.
She could have let her walk out.
Yeah, but he said
she was on the way out.
Yeah.
This close. I was like.
Yeah, but she's like, you know what? You deserve your shot.
Yeah. So she goes. So basically, she's coming. So once the lights turn back on, I'm like.
They were dancing. Vic and,
man, I was like, that's a. And then you can hear somebody breaking in. It's subtle, but you can hear somebody breaking in. Even Vic looks and is like, all right, maybe nothing. And then all of a sudden they're dancing and thing in the room, and she says, Oz, my boy. I was like, man, why did you say that, man? But they don't really look that way, so they don't notice her once the scene ends.
Mm-hmm.
And we forgot the toast.
Oh yeah, the toast. You can talk about the toast.
Now that everything else is said. Yeah, he just basically got all the gang members, got them some Budweisers and
not Budweisers.
Budweisers, man. Coronas. Which one?
It was probably close to Budweiser. I don't even know. This is not sponsored ad.
Not a sponsored ad, but there's one of them. But no, seriously. Yeah, and basically, I feel like I feel like Zhao's not gonna make it. Of the triads, he even has his second in command right there. So, But I feel like everybody is collateral damage. I just feel like he tried to get some people on his side. So
yeah.
It's gonna be a war in the next 2 episodes.
Yeah, it's gonna be real interesting. Probably a lot of.
Yeah. That's deep. So what do you feel like? Any theories?
People gonna die, or people gonna get offed. I can't say who.
That's not a good theory. Of course, of course.
I've been right so far, though.
No.
It's hard. I can't predict some things.
Then predict them.
I don't have anything solid. Like,
it's
I like the fact. I like the fact that I can't predict, because I didn't know that old girl and old boy were gonna get burned last episode. That was definitely unexpected.
That's the fun of it. Anyways, I think the mom's gonna, cause she already wants Oz to kill her because of the dementia thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like she's going down, and then that's gonna send Oz off. But I don't know if Vic makes it out or not.
I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen to Vic, even though I don't want it to, but I feel like something's gonna happen.
Yeah, I like Vic. He's probably my favorite character. But yeah, and I want to say Salvatore stays alive, but I don't think
Sophia?
Yeah, I don't think Sophia stays alive.
Interesting.
So that's my theory.
I thought it might be the opposite, only because I feel like Salvatore has less to live for.
True.
But you never know you never know what they do in these type of shows.
Yeah, you never know. That's the point. But anyways, post your comments down below. Let us know Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know what to say. But,
Let us know your thoughts, your feelings, your predictions.
This is a pretty good show, man. This is pretty
Honestly,
good.
Through these, 6 episodes, it might be.
We got 2 more, so
two
the
more.
next one will wrap it all up.
It might be my favorite, if not. It's one of my favorites of the year, if not my favorite. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Well,
But anyways, we'll see you in the next one.
be safe out here, y'all.
Later.